Gathered the other day to witness the funeral of this fine young specimen, fine gentleman, a pimp. Lord have mercy, I did say a pimp, baby. This is not a sad occasion, y'all. This is something that we must all cherish and hold within us as strength.
But check it, enough of the small talk about the trick who died in a 9 deuce. It's the 9 trait, and it's all about my nigga 8-Ball. Raised in Orange Mountain, the roughest part in Tennessee. He's a new nigga on the block, and he got the whole block sold up. He pack a gap, and them hoes say all that. So check it out. You wanna fuck with him, you better come prepared. But don't say Mr. Money didn't warn you about a nigga they call Mr. Big. Bitch. Yeah, this shit is real fat for the 9 trait. Suave out, peace.
Now I was broke as a motherfucker, my life at the end. See, my so-called friends, they had no ends to lend me. My job at Mickey D's was fucking me with no grease. I worked so fucking hard, but the money it never increased. I quit my fucking job, I have no job, nigga. Put on the mask, get the Glock, it's time to rob, nigga. I hit the streets, but no victim had been chosen. Damn, I was nervous, but my fear to stop my strolling. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I was struck. I felt the burn of bullets, so I knew I had got bucked. Reaching for my Glock, some nigga kicked me in my chest. My eyes closed shut, and I thought I seen death. I woke up at the man, still woozy from the jacket. T-Money walked in, then he told me what had happened. I knew him from the hood, but I did not know him well. He drove a red Jag, and I heard that he was bail. He said he was out rolling when he seen me in distress. He said he killed the motherfucking niggas with his tech. He offered me a job, said he fronted me what I needed. I said that I was with it, dreaming one day I would be Mr. Big.
Mr. Big, they call him Mr. Big, Mr. Big, Mr. Big.
But not because of my size.
Mr. Big, they call him Mr. Big, Mr. Big, Mr. Big.
But not because of my size.
Mr. Big, they call him Mr. Big, Mr. Big, Mr. Big.
But not because of my size.
Mr. Big, they call him Mr. Big, Mr. Big, Mr. Big.
But not because of my size. I hit the street slanging yayo and I sold up my block. Selling 8, selling deals, selling $20 rock. Selling dimes, selling nickels to the junkies on my track. Get my dick sucked with the crumbs from the crack. Some nigga tried to jack me, but he only had a knife. A clip full of hollow tips took the bitch's life. Standing on the track, my mobile rung and it was T. Hello.
Yo, 8 beat the fuck around 3 G.
All right. I met him at the park, he had a job for me again. Rob some Colombians and get my ass in. Hit for 30 birds, if I live, I get 5. I smoked them damn Colombians and then got what was mine over time. My clientele rapidly increased. My bank got bigger, that's when bitches started jocking me. Cars and clothes, kept me fucking different hoes. A fat bank road was keeping me cool with the 5 votes. I had niggas working under me to take the heat. I never touched the dough, making 100 G's a week. I gain respect, I'm the biggest player of all time. Don't ever fuck with me because I'm
Mr. Big, they call him Mr. Big, Mr. Big, Mr. Big.
But not because of my size.
Mr. Big, they call him Mr. Big, Mr. Big.
But not because of my size.
Mr. Big, they call him Mr. Big, Mr. Big.
But not because of my size.
Mr. Big, they call him Mr. Big, Mr. Big.
But not because of my size. Chilling at the club with T-Money and JD. Lil Adrian and Boo and my nigga MJG. I had the bitches staring at the twinkle of my diamonds. Drinking on the yak, making my way to the back. When I saw this little woman looking harder than the rest, with a long black weave and a tight red dress. I started conversating, but she didn't want to talk to me. Straight out to the hotel room, now the bitch is sucking the dick of this nigga that is smarter than the bitch stank. Then she got up, now something in the air stank. She went in the bathroom and locked the door behind her. I got off the bed and grabbed the tech from the dresser. Stood by the door
love a good
when
story,
it opened,
right?
niggas came out, cocked my motherfucking gun, hey, punk. Then I grabbed the bitch, cause some more niggas had busted in. Shot that bitch in the dome with my motherfucking chrome. Shot up all the niggas, but I took one in the leg. When the cops busted in, I was laying on the bed. Walked out of the room, did I go to jail? Hell no, they can't stop me. Long live Mr. Big Ho.
And listen, shout out to Texas, baby. Shout out to Memphis, too.
Mr. Big, they call him Mr. Big, Mr. Big, Mr. Big.
But not because of my size.
Mr. Big, they call him Mr. Big, Mr. Big, Mr. Big.
But not because of my size.
Mr. Big, they call him Mr. Big, Mr. Big, Mr. Big.
But not because of my size.
Ooh. 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 Listen, I want to give a shout out to some of y'all, man. Some of my hold on. Let me turn this down. I want to give a shout out to some of y'all YouTubers out there, right? You still come by and still fuck with a bitch, even though sometimes, I get myself involved in certain situations, right? Shout out to you though. Listen, man. Shout out to just my 5 cents, right? Shout out to everybody who moderates over here. I had heard that there was a whole moderator gate situation going on. I think that was probably, listen, man. My stance on it is this: people got to stop taking those moderator wrenches so seriously, right? But the way I look at it is, anytime something that you're doing affects or even bleeds into what I got going on, it's time to rethink those mod sticks. It's that simple, right? Seriously, though. Yeah. Shout out to the pastor of the sector, Pastor Jay Wilson. He's got a whole moderator gate situation that has sprung up, but I think that he handled it as best as he could, being a content creator. The only way you can handle those type of situations too is out public like a bitch. Don't even fiddle with that type of shit. Shit. Yeah, that's kind of my stance on it. That's why I don't mod up people that fuck around in that beef sector either. I don't moderate anybody. There's no moderators in here. I mean, I don't really care if they are subscribers and shit. I don't care about that. It's when you become a content creator, I have to rethink that, and I'm honest about that. It's nothing personal. It's just a rule that I have where I don't mod up people from that sector. So no, man, it's just too much. Too many problems. It's too many issues, too many problems. But who that whole owl thing. Whoo, right? There's actually an inside joke. Somebody I know knows the inside joke. And I'll just leave it at that. But listen, I wanted to come through and do some real content, right? Did you all know that 12 dead bodies were found in Ben Franklin's basement? Did you know this? The man who's plastered all over every dollar bill, every $100 bill, right? Give me them Benjamin Franklins, right? I mean, he's become so famous, even in just unwittingly, right? But it's true. Matter of fact, in 98, a renovation kicked off. A renovation kicked off on Craven Street in London, in the UK, in England. This was the former residence of Benjamin Franklin. And when they kicked off these renovations, they discovered the dead bodies of several people, including 6 children, in his basement. But here's my question. Why hasn't his ass been canceled yet? Whoo! Whoo! This is whoo news. All right. Yeah, Dean, I see that, right? And this is what I have to, this is my thoughts on that, right? They're making excuses. They are making excuses for Benjamin Franklin. I don't know if it's privilege. I don't know. But he had his literally, I believe it was 12 or 13 dead bodies that were dug up in the man's basement. So, is it possible? I mean, and what they say is that he had those dead bodies in his basement due to an anatomy thingamajig he had going on, right? No, man. Queen, think we've been doing this true crime long enough. You don't have 13 dead bodies in your basement laid out with lime and concrete and stuff because you're doing some anatomy teaching or lesson or learning or whatever. And I know things were really weird back then. I mean, there is people that have literally sold dead bodies and made a living doing it. Okay. If you actually do some historical research on the medical field, you would be surprised at how lax I mean, imagine a surgeon operating on you with no gloves. Can you imagine that? Not so much of protecting the surgeon without the gloves, but more so protecting you from him having his nasty hands or her hands all up in your guts. Right? I mean, he could have picked his nose or accidentally touched his butthole crack when he was wiping and stuff. Stuff happens, right? But Benjamin Franklin is also on, like I said, every $100 bill. I mean, he passes through the hands of many every day. Through the hands of many who there's less Benjamin Franklins these days, right? A fucking dozen of eggs is $7 in Dallas, y'all. A dozen of eggs is $7, okay? Who else is feeling these food prices? Bitch. And I'm just feeding myself. Like, damn. I just had to say something about that. So I just bought some groceries yesterday. Damn. Hey, man, what if they were? It's amazing. But let me tell you a little bit more about this renovation that took place, right? Where they found all these dead bodies in his basement. So apparently, he lived in this home in the years of 1776 through, I believe, 1860, right? And when he left that home to come to America, he never lived in that home again in London, right? But again, more than 200 years later, 15 bodies were found in his basement, buried in a secret, windowless room beneath the garden. Sounds like the way Gacy, what's John Wayne Gacy used to do. He buried over 30 men in his crawl space in his basement, including, using lime to try to cover the smell of the death in his basement. So again, a windowless secret room beneath the garden. He had 15 dead bodies, including the bodies of 6 children. That is insane, right? It is so mysterious. They found over 1,200 bones in his basement. He was often called or referred to as the first American, a so-called beloved figure in American history, with claims that he played an important role in shaping the country and that his many achievements made him a bona fide legend. He's known as an inventor, a scientist, and a politician. But was Ben Franklin a serial killer? Was he burying bodies in his basement, again, including 6 children? Don't know who they were. We have no idea. Over 1,000 pieces of human bone. Here's some of the interesting things, right, that he invented, right? Check this out, right? The flexible urinary catheter, bifocals, and a style of wooden swim fins. I wonder, is it possible that he did eat people? Was he a cannibal? He was also known as a humorist, a deist, an early abolish, can't even say the word, abolish, hold on, abolish, I can't even say the word, abolitionist. Anyway, ambassador to France and the president of Pennsylvania's Supreme Executive Council, which is a role similar to being governor of a state. But what was his dark side? He was also a well-known philanderer. He even complained about his libido in printed press. He's known to have taken air baths. He'd open his windows, stand around naked, regardless of his neighbors' prying eyes. And he also liked his liquor. He also published a book called The Drinker's Dictionary, 1737, composed of hundreds of slang terms for signaling that a man is drunk. He's also affiliated or has a known affiliation with the Freemasons that often raises eyebrows. He also helped one Pennsylvania chapter of the Freemasons draft bylaws. And he eventually became a Grand Master of the Freemason movement. A lot of wild conspiracy theories, right? People have tied, obviously, the Freemasons or that organization to the Illuminati, group of ultra powerful people that supposedly ran by reptilian beings or entities. But Benjamin Franklin was not too good at keeping secrets. During the Revolution War, he served as the head of an American diplomatic commission in Paris, and on his watch, secret documents were left out in plain view. And his group had a very bad habit of talking classified information in public. And even worse, his secretary turned out to be a mole for the British. Hey, Biscuit, y'all hear? Biscuit says hello, everyone. He's guarding me right now. But he obviously dropped the ball on counterintelligence. He failed to guard classified information. He was believed to have been part of a very shadowy, super secret group like the Illuminati or, quote, the lizard people. He also had 15 dead bodies in his basement. Makes one wonder, doesn't it? Apparently, during this 1998 restoration project, construction worker Jim Field, he found something in this window-free basement room. He found a human thigh bone. Police were called. They were probably getting, John Wayne Gacy type vibes and shit, right? Obviously, they're looking at a human thigh bone. It was 98. Police come and excavate 1,200 more bones. All of them had been buried in a pit that measured 3.5 feet wide by 3.5 feet deep. It was actually exact. It was 3.28 feet wide by 3.28 feet deep, 1 meter wide by 1 meter deep. This bone bed was located directly underneath his, quote, garden. And forensic analysis came back and proved that these bones were not fresh and that they actually came and dated back to the mid 18th century, making them more than 200 years old. In other words, they were buried around the same time that Benjamin Franklin lived in that house. Sometimes these most smartest, eccentric people can be some of the weirdest people. I don't think we should be giving Benjamin Franklin a pass. There were 15 dead bodies found in his basement, but he was teaching anatomy. Nah, man. Benjamin Franklin, he liked to stand around butt naked so that his neighbors could see him. Benjamin Franklin probably would be considered what we call today a sexual predator. Interesting that, someone of that sort of caliber who's also tied to these secretive Illuminati groups is also on the face of every $100 bill in America. Interesting. Anyway. Man, maybe language of horses. Shout out to you. Good to see you. Who knows? I mean, who knows? Maybe but it's the children that bother me. Shout out to Roll a Mile in my shoes, or Roll a Mile investigates. Hold on, let me make sure I say that right. Yes, Roll a Mile investigates. Make sure you check out Gloria's channel when you get a chance. We also got Queen in the fucking building. Yes, air baths. Air baths. Very strange, right? What's up, Emmanuel? How are you? Yeah, very, very strange. Drunk men cannot keep secrets. That is a fact. To think that he was even entrusted to all of that classified information, though. That's what's crazy. Anyway, y'all, I wanted to come up and drop some knowledge on you. I'm stepping out. I'll probably be on the Mars Anomaly channel, or I'll be over on Interloper Nation. Shout out to Interloper Nation. Now, before I get up out of here, allow me to pay some bills, if you don't mind. Shout out to the LeakYou community. Please join us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Amazon Music.
Please hit the like. Thank you.
Yeah. Before I get up out of here, one second. One second. I don't know if you all heard about this whole Marjorie, what's her freaking name? Green Taylor, I believe. Hold on. Her name is Marjorie. I want to make sure I have her whole name. No, see, I'm glad I looked. Marjorie Taylor Greene. So Marjorie Taylor Greene. I just want to say that the Republican Party, the GOP, has sunk so low that Marjorie Taylor Greene, or Marjorie Greene, U.S. Representative Marjorie Greene from the 14th District of Georgia, is now the representation of the establishment. How shameful. I'm out, y'all.
Anyway, it doesn't matter much how you feel. You know what you gotta do. I'm here to do it. How about you, Mr.
Age 5 years up, we was young bucks scrubbing each other's back in the bathtub. Babysitter send you to bed, but she'll make me stay up so she can give a young player some vicious head. Early symptoms of time of night, gigantic factor from the Coquina's bridge stage. Some had it all down, but less unfortunately, you had an alloy spoke mongoose and I had a puppy. You owned a green machine, 3 different lunch pails. I had a go-kart that I built from a bunch of used nails. We grew up in the church.